Cut the hustle. If you're in Mbarara, all your fresh foods can now find you on your doorstep. Download a Let's Farm Shop app from Play Store to order.
Welcome to 8TV. It is a very, very sunny Monday in the land of milk and honey. I guess this kind of weather has literally leveled each one of us, because wherever you go to, I think on last week, we essential workers, we the media people can still travel. I moved out of this very town to the nearby parts, that is nearby Isingiro, not the Isingiro Deep. I came to realize that here the sun is here to give us a very, very equaling treat, but we hope take enough water, some juice. You people who drink the other thing can also go on and drink it, much as it is not part of the hydration formula, but you can still do. After all, it's lockdown, so long as you do not fraud the SOPs that were put in place to fight coronavirus, that is staying away from the bar completely, unless otherwise. Welcome. It is the first day of the week. We have lots of stories to catch up with you today. Actually, talking about the stories we have today, I think they all rotate around Olympics. Tokyo 2020 Olympics is on and running in Japan, following the drama of one Julius Toreko, who fled the camp and was later arrested from central Japan. This time around, the winless streak of Uganda's representatives, who are 25 in total, they are already having a very, very poor run. One of them being the latest one of Semuju, who was knocked away by Yunus Semunchi of Algeria. So Olympics is on. We will talk about the Ugandan market. Different teams are taking up charge in efforts to really enlarge their squads with quality. One of them being KCCFC, who have finally secured the signing of Yusuf Mogera, Uganda Cranes midfielder. We have lots and lots of stories about transfers. Rumors are that Real Madrid's Varane move to Manchester United is almost done. You see, they will always tell you it's done until it is officially done. You can imagine the deal of Jadon Sancho, how long it took them before the official unveiling. So you come to realize that there is a lot that follows up, that there is much that happens behind the curtains before the deal is actualized. So rumors are that Rafael Varane could be headed to Old Trafford, that is being part of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer side. So away from that, we'll talk about Motor Rally, whereby the Uganda's NASA did so well in the Tanzania rally, finishing up with different accolades. Whereas NASA and Al Katumba in the Subaru GVB cruised to third place as well. We will be covering stories about the Ugandan market, talking about KCCFC in particular, who have finally secured the signing of Yasa Mugera. They have beaten X-Place in the pursuit of the midfielder. Away from that, we will talk about the stories related with Olympic 2032. As I talk right now, Brisbane has been selected to host 2032 Olympic Games. Just like how 2020, it's happening in Tokyo, Japan. In 2032, we will cross to Brisbane, and and hit that. Allow me start off with the Ugandan story, whereby we start off with Awan Rukundo. Is he called Rukundo Henry, has crossed to the Rwandese side. Then talking about still the Ugandan transfer, KCCA has beaten up Express FC to secure the signature of Awan Yasa Mugera. Yasa Mugera is Ugandan Cranes midfielder who has finally joined the Premier League side, that is KCCA FC, on a 2-year contract. Mugera has as well been playing for Sidama Buna, that is in Ethiopia, and he was a very main transfer target for Express FC, much as the deal didn't materialize. Then Express were in negotiations to have him. Remember, Express FC, they are the 7th. They have just clinched their 7th Premier League trophy, that is the Uganda Premier League. So they could be having another big test on the table, that is defending their 7th league title in the draw. So they could have secured the signing of Yus Mugera to have him as a maestro in their midfield. So Yusuf has returned to Uganda Premier League, that is after 6 years, when he had left the country. That was in 2015, where he had traveled outside to South Africa to join one team, Orlando Pirates. Then Mugera last featured for Uganda Revenue Authority, who finished as runners-up, that will be playing CAF Confederations Cup. He last featured in there with the tax collectors, where he had been at Sports Club Victoria University, that is before crossing to Uganda Revenue Authority. We have learnt that Yasa Mugera is a box-to-box midfielder, and he has played for a couple of Ethiopian clubs, one of them including St. George. He has played for Fazil Ketema and Shire in the Sarasi, that is before joining his most recent club, where he has moved from to KCCA, that is Sidama Buna. He also played for Nkumba University and Mutundwe Best Clubs, Mutundwe Best Super Cubs, that is Soccer Academy in the lower division. That means that his arrival at a time when KCCA are in preparations for the forthcoming Sekafa Clubs Cup, that is Kagame Cup, that will be played early next month down there in the I was going to say to Pombe Magufuli land, but I realized he passed on. So he will be in the grounds of the late John Pombe Magufuli. And KCCA FC has already also signed one Brian Majwega, that is from Uganda Revenue Authority, as well as Arafat Usama from Kajansi United, and they have also gone on to sign UPDF's Brian Kayanja. So that means that the coming on of Mugera adds in as the fourth signing of the Kasasiro Correctors. So that is the transfer in the Ugandan market. And then away from that, we'll talk about Rukundo, who has completed his move to Rwanda Premier League side. Rukundo is a right back, and he has been a transfer target for Rayon Sports. So that is it. AC Kigali FC, through their social media platform, that is Twitter in particular, at AS_Kigali FC, they say they are delighted to announce Rukundo Dennis, who has joined the club. They said welcome Rukundo to Kigali. Dennis Rukundo has then completed his move to Rwanda Premier League side ASC Kigali, that is from the Uganda Police Force team that has been featuring on the Uganda Premier League. So he has been at Police for the last 2 seasons, and upon his new contract with AS Kigali Best Club, he has signed a 2-year contract. This is not the first time he has played from Rwanda. He has returned after having previously played for AAPL and Kiyovu SC, that was between 2017 and 2019. He recently made his debut with the Rwanda national team, that is the Amavubi Stars, in an international friendly against the Central Africa Republic, which ended 2-0. He assisted one of the 2 goals. So the roving right back has previously played for 2 clubs from the Ugandan Premier League, that is Maroons FC and Kampala Capital City Authority, before his most recent club being Uganda Police FC. AC Kigali, who were also runners up in the recently concluded season behind APL, have also signed Andrew Butera and Fabrice Mugeni to tighten their squad for the new Rwanda Premier League season that is forthcoming. So wish our very own Henry Rukundo the best in Rwanda. Away from that, let's talk about the motor rally that happened in Tanzania, whereby Uganda's NASA was so buoyant after the Tanzanian rally. Yasa Bossa is upbeat after his fruitful Tanzanian rally outing over the weekend. NASA, together with Al Katumba in the Subaru GVB, they all cruised to the 3rd place overall. That result ended a very streak of disappointments for the Ugandan crew, and this is the first time in the 2 years that the crew has ended a race without any single mechanical mishaps. So he was addressing the press and he said, I'm quoting his right words, he says, the feeling has been long overdue, so we needed the search finished to forget our previous events. As crew coming to Tanzania, all we wanted was a clean race and a very good finish. A podium was not in the target since we still had this bad luck on our minds. That was Mugera and Ali addressing the press after their involvement in the Tanzania rally. So Rally Tanzania was his 5th event in the 2 years, whereby the Uganda Rally champion secured a significant LRC points to go 3rd on the leaderboard with about 28 points. The other side, Kenya's Carol Tundo as well as Team Jesop in the VW Pro R5, they dominated the rally in Tanzania to clinch their victory ahead of the compatriot Karan Patel, who was riding in a Ford Fiesta R5. So that is it that happened. In Tanzania. Those are our neighbors. That's how they featured in the Tanzanian rally. Away from that, we are going to talk about Olympics. But before we do that, we really thank you so much for making time to tune in to 8TV, your number 1 online TV in the land that is the first of a kind in the western region. That is people from Fort Portal, people from Bushenyi, Shema, Ntungamu, Lukunjiri, Fort Portal, Hoima, Kasese, Ntungamo, Kabare, Kisoro, Mbarara in particular, where we have our permanent base. People from Buhweju, people from Igala, people from where else? Kamwenje, I said Fort Portal area on, people from Imanda. You should really be in position to celebrate this being your first kind ever online TV in the land that is Western region. I am not saying that Western region is the only place that you can catch a TV. No, wherever you are at, that is cross borders. Whether you're in East Africa, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Europe, Asia, which other continent, whether you're in South America, that is in the Argentina, the Brazil, Ecuador, Colombia, and wherever you are, so long as wherever you are, you have an electronic device that runs internet. Let that device be a phone, let it be a laptop, let it be a pad, so long as you can get internet. You have us right at your fingertip. How do you go about this? Go down to our Facebook page, search for AIT-TV, kindly like, follow the page. We always go live on that very Facebook page, as well as on YouTube. On YouTube we are at AIT-TV. Kindly go to YouTube search box, search for AIT-TV, that is EYIT. Search for our channel, the YouTube channel. We have good following, by the way. So kindly subscribe and turn on notifications. Every single day we are live, you're in position to catch us right away. Right about now, let's head in for a very short commercial break, and when we return, we will talk about Olympics. We will talk about Olympics. That is the Ugandan chapter in particular. We have about 25 participants in total. That is the swimmers, the boxing. We have 19 athletes. We have about 4 people in the heavyweight lifting. We have about 4 people in boxing. So we make at least 25, and we have had the likes of Nazili. We have had Catherine Noble. We have had Semuju, who was praying today with the Algerian. We have Julia Sechitoreko, who played drama in Japan. So much more of that coming in the next or the second stanza of the show. For the commercial break, we'll be right back.
Do you have Uganda at heart? How about buying products made in Uganda by Ugandans from a Ugandan online shop anywhere, anytime?
Introducing GuzaUG.com, a one-stop center for Uganda's locally made products. Buy Uganda, build Uganda.
I am Ugandan. So a few days ago, you joined the crowds in the market for your fresh foods. You'd equally brave the risky streets, exposing yourself to the virus.
Cut the hustle. If you're in Mbarara, all your fresh foods can now find you on your doorstep. Download a Let's Farm Shop app from Play Store to order now.
Do you have Uganda at heart? How about buying products made in Uganda by Ugandans from a Ugandan online shop anywhere, anytime?
Introducing GuzaUG.com, a one-stop center for Uganda's locally made products. Buy Uganda, build Uganda.
I am Uganda.
Welcome from the short commercial break. As I earlier promised, allow me cross to Olympics and start off with. Let's start off with Brisbane. Brisbane will host the 2032 Olympic Games. That is about, today we are in 2021, that is about 11 years of wait. Yes, but time runs and flies, so one of these days we will wake up to 2032, and when the calendar clocks 2032, Australia can be very glad that they are hosting the 2032 Olympics that will go down in Brisbane. So it has been confirmed that Brisbane will host the 2032 Olympic Games. That is, the city of Brisbane has been picked to host 23 Olympic Games. The development was confirmed on Wednesday, and now the games will be returning to Austria 32 years after the 2000 Sydney Olympics. What a time to live. So Brisbane has been picked without any single rival bid. That is, in layman language, you would say it has been picked unopposed, and will stage the Paralympic Games. While the Australian Olympic Committee President, and who serves at the same time as the IOS President, Mr. John Curtis, when he was addressing the press conference, He says this is a very, very proud day for Australia, and they have made no mistake. He says he thanks all the IOS members for their confidence. Brisbane is genuinely committed to serving the ideals of Olympic movement. So I make this commitment to the authorities of the world. We will provide you with an unforgettable experience. Those are the words of the serving IOS vice president, together with the Australian Olympic Committee, that is Mr. John Cowetis. So the 23 Olympics, this will be the third to be hosted in Austria, that is after Melbourne in 1956 and then Sydney in 2000. So it is estimated to cost about US dollars, counting about 5 billions, too much money in there. So the majority of this is expected to be recapped through the ticket revenue, domestic sponsorship, together with broadcast rights. So that is the affair of Olympics in 2032 that will go down after 32 years of wait, after about 72 years of official debut of Olympic Games in Austria. It's coming back yet again. Let's cross and talk about how Ugandans are faring in the Olympics. That is in Tokyo 2020 Olympics. We start off one with Julius H. Toreko, who traveled to Japan. Actually, allegations are he traveled to Tokyo when he had actually not qualified. This is a reason why maybe he's still being held with the security organs to tell his fate, because from the time he was arrested from Japan, and upon arrival, that is at Entebbe airport, he was whisked away by security officials. So one of them, that is the Ugandan affair of Julius H. Toreko, who fled the camp, leaving a note in his room saying that he had been tired with the Uganda's economy. He had always prayed to work outside Uganda, so given a chance that he had crossed to Tokyo, Japan, he wanted to use it as a matter of fact, not to come back to Uganda. Then from Julius H. Toreko, we talk about Catherine Nazari, actually telling you about how Ugandans who make up our 25-man list, 25-man list that are representing us in the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. We have about 25 participants. Breaking them, we have, let's start with athletics. We have 9 men for athletics and then 10 women for athletics, making a total of 19. So in total, we have 19 athletes. Then boxing, we have 2 from men and very one that is Nazili representing women, so that is 13. In rowing, we have only Susan Catherine Noble. She's the only one. And then in swimming, we have 1 representative for the men chapter as well as 1 representative for the women chapter. Then names like Ronald Musagara, Albert Chemutai, Oscar Kerimo, Joshua Keptegei, Jacob Kiprimo, Stephen Kiza, Felix Chemonges, Stephen Keprotich, and Fred Musobo make up the 25-man list that represent us. Their names are like Aleni Shida, Harima Nakai, Winnie Nanyondo, Peruth Chemutai, Esther Chebet, Sarah Chelengat, Priska Chesang, Mathurin Cherangat, Juliet Chekwelu, Immaculate Chemtei. They make up about 12 names that represent us in the women chapter. So talking about this whole affair, we start off with Catherine Nazili, who was the first, and she is the first ever female to represent the country, that is Uganda in particular, at the Olympics, as a woman fighter or a fighter of a human nature, Catherine, his dream to secure a golden award were shunned. Her dreams were shunned. That is when he was involved in her first bout. That is the dream of Uganda's first ever female boxing Olympian, where they hit a hit end. She had the dream of winning a medal at the 2020 Olympics, but the dream has unfortunately come to an end. One of these days, I think it was on Saturday or Sunday, Saturday. So Uganda's first ever female boxer, she lost to the Japanese international in the names of Sukumi Namiki, who anonymously in the flyweight of round of 32 bout at the Kogigan Arena in Tokyo. So all the 5 judges anonymously decided that Namiki won the bout, meaning that Nazili lost all the 3 rounds. Namiki won all the judges' scorecards, which read 30-27, 30-27, 30-26, 30-27, 30-27. So this means that the 22-year-old Japanese will face off with Brazil's South Garazel, who allegedly made it to the round of 16. Born 20 years ago, Nazili is just 20 years ago. She started her boxing career at Agre Memorial Boxing Club in Bunamwaya. That is about 6 years ago, and then the qualification to Tokyo 2020 was an unusual one, having finished 4th in the qualifiers held in Senegal. Her only hope remained in working hard to achieve the qualification. So this means that Nazil's dreams were made alive once more. She is the 12th according to the latest world rankings. She is the 12th among the female boxers in her category of flyweight, but also 12th in African region. This gave her an automatic ticket to Tokyo without even praying the qualifiers. Her true identity is Catherine Nazili. She's born in the 13th September 1999, born in Kampala. She's a Ugandan, a flyweight female boxer. So that is it. Then the most recent one, the most recent fight before I came on air involved Awan Semuju. It involved David Semuju, whose also the medal dream was shattered by the Algerian. So with no way different from the Catherine Nazil affair, Nemuchu won all the judges' scorecards. That means on an anonymous 5-0 points decision to book a place in the round of 16. He was beaten off by Algeria's Younes Neomuchi, who outclassed the Ugandans Semuju in the middleweight round of 32. He lost the first round. I think for me, he had to take up the first round, because from the start he crossed from his blue side to the red side of the Algerian, which sounds like an opportunity in this whole race that is in weightlift. But still, he didn't come back so well. Much as he came back a little bit stronger in the second round, but still he didn't count a win. So he lost all the 3 rounds, meaning that a 5-0 point decision was reached on to give the Algerians. So the only hope we have today now, as the Ugandan fraternity, is one in Boji. David Boji will also be fighting a few hours from today. So then, talking about the swimming, call it rowing. Catherine Noble lost on the first encounter. She finished 5th. So when there was a rep change is they pick up the best losers, just like in football, how they pick up the best losers. So she was picked in the rep change, but still finished 3rd, when actually only 2 were called on to qualify for the next round. So that is it for the Ugandan chapter. So literally, we are not doing so well. We now have to give it up for the athletes. Hopefully about 19 of them we could have a representative to make us a little more prouder. Hongea Uganda, go make us proud. Please keep your spirits up. If you didn't make it this chance, this is not the end. Most of the races will come. So if you prepare your mind, your body, your souls and spirits so well, you could do us better the next time you fall in. Our esteemed viewers, this is all we had for you today. Let's do this again tomorrow at 3 p.m. My name is Erioda Endamesut. The show is called The Sports Center. On our social media platforms, the hashtag is 8sports. This again tomorrow, same time, same station.
Do you have Uganda at heart? How about buying products made in Uganda by Ugandans from a Ugandan online shop anywhere, anytime?
Introducing GuzaUG.com, a one-stop center for Uganda's locally made products. Buy Uganda, build Uganda.